Hey, what's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? I see y'all very aware of what's going on with the news, politically speaking, you know? I mean, there's so much going on as far as with this Trump agenda. I started having mixed reactions and mixed feelings how I felt in the past concerning this Republican Party, you know? Their agenda, as far as like what Trump is trying to do, which he's trying to stick true to the way he promised. You know what I'm saying? As far as like you know, in particular, trying to get the illegals out, right? Out the country. That's cool and all from the beginning, but the way he goes in about getting this agenda taken care of is kind of crazy because it seems so racially biased. The racial profiling is insane. He's talking to all migrants and, you know, even black people that are U.S. citizens, people that are poor and misfortunate. He's targeting them as well that can't afford a lawyer. And there's so many false accusations of who's supposed deemed as a criminal in society or who has a right to live in society. It became so racial that it's just so blatantly white supremacist. You know, it's white supremacy all over again. It felt like outside looking in, a repeat of the Hitler's page, like Nazi Germany, you know, where they're using ice like the Nazi soldiers. And if you look at back in the 30s, how Hitler around World War II was rounding up the Jewish population and others, feeling like they are degenerates and they have no right to exist in a sense or right to live in this country, and putting them in concentration camps is like a repeat in history. Outside looking in from an ignorant state of mind, just looking at TV from ABC, CNN, Fox News, and all hosts of independent podcasts, it seems like it's just a repeat of how it was back in the 30s with Nazi Germany and Hitler. Like, he's falling into that same wave, you know? It's like a repeat in history where the racial profiling to set people up in these prison camps, FEMA camps, forcing them out the country, dictating who has a right to be a U.S. citizen and who doesn't. It's just so blatant and it's so racially motivated. It is crazy. It's like no one's being checked, and different judges that try to check him, you know, or they're being arrested, they're being voted out, they're being bought out by his following. He wants to be a dictator so much where it's like you have no rights as a citizen. It's like he's trying to change the Constitution all over again. It's like it isn't no Constitution no more. You know? Whatever he desired, he wants to be a dictator. He wants to be another Putin. He became so uh, uh, power bent. You know, absolute power corrupts absolutely. That's what's becoming in his mind. He bent off power that he feel like anybody that goes against what his agenda is going to get either arrested, kicked out, voted out, demonetized, channels abolished, banned if you go against or criticize anything he's saying. He's using his authority, you know, against the people, you know what I'm saying, that voted for him. He's using so many revenge tactics and taking his authority in a way to take on revenge on those who went against him back in 2016 and 2020. and it has to get checked. And people so much uh, kissing his butt. Really, I'm not gonna curse. You know what I'm saying? That they rather they rather please him. They rather be brown nosing, kissing ass. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being in his opposition, which soups his head up even more. Now look, November 1st is coming, and you see the government shutdown is going down. Still, no resolution. And like I said, so many people are out of jobs through these layoffs, these government layoffs, and contracts being revoked, and people, it's just being massive layoffs, massive firings all over the place, where people can't even feed their children, can't provide for one another. And now EBT is being shut down November 1st. What kind of resolution is he giving for the people? He's not. He's letting people starve out. We have so much homelessness, and he made it like it's almost a crime to be homeless. You know? Where he's doing so much mass incarceration. If you're homeless, you're deemed to be as a criminal. He's not giving any resolutions for any companies. He's looking out for his lobbyists and those billionaires who supported him. He's looking out for them with tax cuts, bringing in robots and using AI to replace people in their jobs. That the people get more aggressive because they're hungry. There's going to be more crimes, and he's throwing people more. He's causing chaos. You know what I'm saying? When people are desperate, they do desperate measures, especially when they got to feed their children. And the money that we see that is coming to the country, they just want to open up the West Wing of the White House and just put a grand ballroom while people out here starving. He's focused on a ballroom. He's decorating gold trimmings and gold toilets and all this other stuff in the White House. If this is his kingdom, like he can't leave, like he only there for 4 years. He's trying to make it like he has a permanent seat, as he wants to be a king, to live there permanently. You know? He's viewing minorities as peasants. He's setting up for like this World War Order thing, New World Order. It's setting up to be like how it was back in the 1800s. Slavery all over again. Everything's conducted through AI, through these chips and all that stuff. He wants to try to control American citizens through these chips. How he does it is try to get rid of all the complicated people that he can't control, the misfits, the degenerates, people he feels has no right to exist in society. Using the media as propaganda, like how Hitler do, to brainwash the people, the public, through the media, as and deem everybody he feels is less than or misfortunate or is a minority as they're criminals. Right? People with language barriers from other countries, get rid of them all first. You try to act like they're gang members and using certain small examples of crime, like, say, for example, rape, sex offenders, trafficking, drug dealing, all that stuff, as a way to manipulate the public and through the media to make it like all of us, and he blankets everybody that's a minority in this category as if we're criminals or deemed to be criminals. To kidnap us against our constitutional rights and force us into all these prison camps and FEMA camps and send us overseas and to different countries to be enslaved. label us as prisoners when majority of us haven't even committed a crime. A lot of these citizens or people who is waiting to be citizens, it takes so long through the process of paperwork just to get your visas to be, once you have, if you get a visa, to become a citizen. And so many people went through the proper steps to become citizens, and they're still waiting for paperwork. But you want to deem them as criminals with no court appearance, no access to a lawyer to defend yourself, violate all constitutional rights, even younger children, 15, 14, kidnapping them and sending them out to countries they've never been to, because the majority were born here, as prisoners for slavery. It's slavery. And once you send all these people out, they target the black American citizens, deem us as criminals, and force us to work in these low-wage paying factories with no benefits, because he cut the benefits, no EBT, so we're dependent on these billionaire companies as like we're cattle, like we're a plantation. It's almost like for free labor. It's either do that or your job's gonna replace through a robot, through AI. When you just left out there totally on your own. This is a grand scheme. Straight up market of beast tactics, yo. Using these brand new chips to try to track us down through our medical history, criminal history, credit history, financial history, employment history, residential history, all of that stuff through these chips so we could track us with, like how they do with dogs and everything like that. And if we're deemed to be against what the agenda is, then they could pretty much shut us down through our financial records, through our bank accounts, seize our financial records, seize our money through them chips, label you a criminal like you most wanted as a fugitive, deem you as a fugitive or something like that, deem you as a criminal, put any kind of label on you, lie on your name and say you did some sort of horrendous crime, and through technology or AI, they could do that with the technology. They could make you act like you did a horrendous crime, label you as a terrorist or something like that. Anything they go against the agenda they want you, they're going to get you. And through this technology, through, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and all these different media outlets, with the face recognition and AI, they could label you to do anything or create you to do anything. And the majority of people like sheep will believe it, because we're so caught up in our own comfort zone. It's so demonic, these tactics. They're so demonic, these tactics. He's using, I never seen a president use your own military, National Guard, and militarize the police to go against their own citizens. They have and give them immunity where they could beat you, arrest you, shoot you on camera, and there's nothing you could do about it. Harass you, kidnap your children, do anything they want, as if this is like Nazi Germany. And there's nothing you can do about it. And those who try to go against what his agenda is, through governors and mayors, if they can't get them taken out politically, it could be assassination tactics. You never know. Everybody else and they labeling you, or for people that were criminals, if they were criminals, you're still being judged over your past crimes when you even serve time for. So if you serve 10 years, 20 years as a criminal, they could pretty much, technically speaking, act like you still involved in certain crimes, or still label you like you an inmate or a criminal, and still take you out the country and label you like you a misfit, a degenerate. And now you send you over to El Salvador prison, or one of these prison camps or FEMA camps or whatever, and still constantly judge you over past crimes you did as a kid. They even targeting young youth, children, for small petty crimes, and want to send them overseas or whatever, or deem you not as a citizen no more. What kind of crazy mess is this? He's setting up to be a civil war right here. So many states and so many cities I haven't seen been so divided so much, and he creating so many enemies with our allies. Canada, you know, Japan, India, everybody he's creating people that would normally back up US, creating enemies with them. Beefing with Russia. You know what I'm saying? Of this Ukraine situation. Not really fully backing Ukraine, really. The EU, they're not backing EU up like that. We're sanctioning ourselves from the world and want to act like we're the strongest, most powerful in the country, which is a lie, because we got China looking at us. We got Russia looking at us. We got India rising, North Korea, all these other countries rising up. Venezuela we beefing with, which their allies are. And we're doing war crimes, it looks like to me. How you gonna shoot down a boat and you investigate to see if they really have drugs on these boats? You just killing people. You don't even give them any kind of, you even arrest them and take them to court to see, or investigate to see if they even got drugs on them. You just shooting them down. Citizens, like they ain't gonna retaliate on us. They backed up by Russia. They backed up by China. Real players of the game who got some real serious weapons that could come against us and surround us and destroy us. We're acting like bullies to the smaller countries. Bombing Mexico. Now, there's some things I understand, like drug cartels. I get it. You know, people that's in politics. I get it. Those that's gambling, doing other things in this country, trafficking and all that stuff. I get it. I understand. But you start violating when you start coming out your territory to other countries and invading them and just shooting people down under the name of drugs, and you don't know what's even in their cargo. You never even checked what's in their cargo. You just killing people randomly and think you got a right to get away with these things. Like nothing's going to happen to us. You got cartels digging tunnels through your walls, coming up through out here, you know, with all kinds of stuff. We don't have enough manpower or military, enough military to eat. Our military is so stretched thin. We overseas fighting wars with Israel. We're trying to help Ukraine out. We in so many other countries fighting in Somalia. We everywhere. And you losing the trust through our own citizens because you're using the military against us. And a lot of these U.S. citizens aren't having it. You know? And you causing a race war. Because these so-called immigrants, I don't see y'all going against Slovenia. Are y'all targeting Slovenia? Are y'all targeting Albania that's in this country? Are y'all targeting Russians or Ukrainians that came out here through refugees, that were refugees? Are you targeting them as far as like citizenship? Because it seems like you only just going against the black and brown people. Are you going against people from Italy, France, Holland, Denmark, Sweden, Switzerland, Amsterdam? Are you going against the Netherlands? Are you going against any of these people? No, you're not. You're only targeting the black and brown people. People from Dominican Republic, people from Mexico, Panama, Venezuela, Argentina, Brazil, Africa, Haiti. You're not targeting anybody from Norway or Scotland or Ireland. A lot of them don't got no citizenship neither. If you're gonna do these games, be example and go fair across the board. That way it won't be a race war. Why you only going and targeting minority cities like Chicago, you know, New York City, Baltimore, freaking L.A., Memphis? I don't see y'all going in Iowa. I don't see y'all going nowhere in Colorado. Are y'all going anywhere? Come on. Anywhere else? Are y'all going to Alpharetta, Georgia? No, you're not. You're only going to the hood areas. Y'all not targeting Beverly Hills. You know what I mean? So it's like you creating a race war. Straight up race war. You know, and you're using your politics or your campaign as for revenge against whoever was against you back in 2016 and 2020 of your last election. You're not, it's not, the scales is uneven. It's totally biased. You starving out your own citizens that voted for you. You cut EBT out. You got so many people laid off of their jobs. You're only looking out for these big corporations, but not your own people. You only lining up your pockets and that's it. You're only looking out for the white man. I'm being real. So many people, it wasn't for our vote or the Spanish vote, you wouldn't be in the position you're in if it wasn't for our vote. None of y'all would be in the position if it wasn't for our minority vote. You turn this into like Nazi Germany. You know, it's sad the way y'all targeting people. People who can't speak English. Are you targeting your own family? Your wife is not even a citizen. None of your family members were citizens. A lot of y'all from out there, from overseas. If you're going to be an example, you should talk to your own family first. It starts at home first before you start spreading out anybody else. Well, we supposed to get arrested for saying these things now? You trying to take away freedom of speech or you know, like we turn a blind eye on what's the obvious? You can't trust our own police. We can't trust our own government now. You're going to starve us out, and it's almost like a crime to be homeless. If we had a past life and we corrected our ways, you still deem us as criminals and send us out the country? You just label us gang members? Hey, I got on blue. That make me a Crip because I got blue? I'm not no Crip. Just because I'm wearing blue don't make me a Crip. I'm not in no gang. It's racial profiling. You taking away the Constitution, yo. Come on, man. You're taking our rights. Our Bill of Rights is gone. And what's there to replace it? By my image and the way I look, I could have helped y'all out in so many ways as far as getting votes. Reaching the people that you can't reach. Anything. You can't judge a book by its cover and label us because we have a darker skin complexion that we're misfits and we're degenerates and all that stuff, and we're just deemed as criminals. That ain't right. Are you talking to the Hells Angels? They're gang members. These little biker clubs are gang members. Are you talking to skinheads that's in the police department? You see them with the bald heads and you see the tattoos with the Nazi stuff all over them? And with these spider webs, are you targeting these people like you target minorities? No. You're not doing none of that. You got mafia, you got Japanese mafia, you got Italian mafias, you got Scottish mafias, you got Irish mobs. Are you targeting them? Are you sending them out there to El Salvador like you did MS-13 and Tren de Nicaragua? You're not. I don't see no pagans going out there to El Salvador. I don't see no skinheads going out there to El Salvador. You know what I mean? Come on, man. It gotta be even across the board. I mean, if you want to be a real good president, you gotta be even all across the board if that's your agenda. Stop targeting certain minority and ethnic communities and not targeting these little suburban neighborhoods who be having more drugs, pumping more stuff, having more illegal guns than any black neighborhood have. And they feel like because they're in a quiet neighborhood or they may have voted here and there that they're exempt. Don't make it like they skin color and the way they live like they're exempt. I went to white schools before. They be having all kinds of drugs that blacks weren't even up on. They've been taking pills, all that other stuff and smuggling all that stuff. Y'all don't go over there. All y'all do is just give speeding tickets to those neighborhoods. Y'all don't have police vans and going like 12 deep in there and you know what I'm saying? And these police vans randomly pulling people over and stopping, frisking people and all other stuff like y'all do the black neighborhoods. Y'all don't do none of that. They feel like they're so exempt that they can just do a crime and blame it on a random black person. Just to get away with it. You know what I'm saying? That ain't right, man. It ain't right. Go across the board if you're going to do anything, yo. Churches, y'all need to start stepping up because these churches, y'all supposed to be havens. All this money we giving in these tithes and offering, right? How can you not be in a haven to the community if you see what's going on? Y'all got the influence in these neighborhoods, so-called. Y'all need to get outside and stop being inside these doors, these church walls, and start being effective. We have no EBT coming, majority of us. So many people lost their jobs. The money y'all getting through these food drives, the money y'all getting through these nonprofit organizations, y'all need to find out those members that are in your church. Start giving out food pantries. Start helping out people. Thanksgiving's coming up. There's so many children that all they depend on was school lunch to eat because they ain't have no food at home. Give these people some food. Give these people a place to stay. Ain't no reason for homelessness. Your church should be a haven for the people who lost their homes or lost apartments. Because y'all should be able to create jobs. You know what I'm saying? Those who got skills with a CDL. Why don't y'all buy some buses and some church vans or something like that and have them, give them employment? Why don't y'all open up those doors every 7 days out of the week and create that for schooling? Instead of having Bible school, make it a real school for your members so your children could get the proper education they need and have a place to stay. All the money they collected through tithes and offering, y'all can open up apartment complexes. Y'all can make your church a haven for your members. Y'all need to be outside and stop, and y'all need to police the neighborhood. Create, just like y'all got security teams in there, y'all could create a security squad and patrol y'all blocks and control y'all neighborhoods and allow people who got that background, who are interested in security, patrol the neighborhoods. That way we got to depend on outside forces or police if you know they corrupt. Y'all can have your own surveillance and there's so much y'all can do. Get involved with the politics. You know what I'm saying? Like pastors, bishops, y'all need to start waking up and start taking care of y'all members. The church is supposed to be a storehouse. Well, it's time for y'all to start waking up and getting active for real. Because we look at y'all as fake pimps begging us for money when you can just invest your money y'all got into Forex. Y'all can invest your money y'all got. That way y'all got to depend on the people for money. Whatever ties and offering y'all got, invest that in your stock and Forex and flip your money that way. That way we can see the evidence of a huge building or a huge shelter or a huge apartment complex for the neighborhood and make them the church a storehouse for food, all of that stuff, and employ your residents. If everybody get on that type of time frame, come on, man. We won't be in a situation like this. We won't have to have these daggone predators taking full advantage of our women and our children because they got food at home or got a paycheck from their job that they feel like they could be able to be some type of pimp or some type of pedophile or predator and sexually abuse these people because they have less than them at that time. And those who try to live like that, and y'all foul, y'all wrong, y'all deserve to get what y'all get for trying to take advantage of people like that. Y'all need to do time too, because that's taking full advantage of someone. Y'all think y'all up. Because your job could be next. It's getting so crazy. These girls out here will mess around and rob you and take over your stuff. You think you up thinking they depend on them. They take your life, man. People are crazy and they'll do anything in desperate times. That's all I'm saying. Easy.